the assessments on a few of the things in the portfolio, but I can wrap those up. It slipped my mind, but.
No worries. Yeah, you can still do whatever you need to wrap up your course after today, but this will at least wrap up that exit interview portion of the course. So what we'll do now is kind of move through your reflections, check out your portfolio, do a little bit of like summative assessment, and then we'll submit this recording and your reflective document both to that exit interview portion in your course. And this is like, our final meeting really for Guiding Mentor, although, as you know, my door's open. I'm always happy hanging out and chatting about course options and whatnot as we start to really shift into, especially as we look at next year. And if you want to stay in the Guiding Mentor program, it's just pretty much like there won't even be a break in our communication, right? I'll just continue to be there for you.
Cool.
So we can kind of play that by ear.
Perfect.
But why don't you share your screen with us, August, for the recording? I find that that's the nicest rather than just looking at our faces, although faces are also beautiful. Words sometimes assist
yes.
a recording of a meeting.
Yeah, I will get that out. So just the exit interview doc?
Yeah, that's perfect. And I'm just going to turn off my video here, but I will still, because I'm going to open it up the whole page here. Yeah. Okay, so here we are. So record a few descriptive words that capture your feelings about each piece in your portfolio. And you started actually going through each piece and recording some words. Do you want to highlight maybe one or two of those for us?
Yeah, sure. There's a big chunk in there, the leadership workshop stuff and then Suzanne's pod stuff. Those are kind of the same unit in my opinion, but they're split up into two sections. And I'm really proud of the growth that I showed and experienced while working on those. And I think that that's exemplified through the words that I shared there. Going from teamwork and worry and hope to sort of pride and growth, to teaching and skill growth, which is, I think, a different thing. And I've learned a lot through the first few pods with her. And then finally to success, self-esteem, and increased understanding when I was looking through the lesson plans and correspondences that I shared with Suzanne.
Love that. Wow.
Yeah.
And then if you were kind of looking at a theme to show, and I know you resonate really well with these types of questions. I feel weird with my camera off. It's going back on. If you could come up with a theme, what would that be?
An overall theme is, I think, just personal growth. I think I experienced a lot of growth, increased self-understanding, and ideas about what I want to do and be in the future this year.
Oh, beautiful. Learning processes that were new to you.
Yeah, I think topic 3, as I say in there, like it was a big deal to be teaching these ideas that I was still processing myself to this class.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of nights where I was like, okay, she needs a 15-minute thing here. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, and then just knocking out of the ballpark and sort of realizing.
Did you find yourself like thinking about it all night long?
Exactly, yeah, and realizing that like that's understanding I do have. I just didn't have a way of accessing it without teaching others, which is a really cool realization to have, and I enjoyed that a lot.
Wow. Yeah, you dove pretty deep into a whole other layer of that leadership topic. I feel like you really put on the hat for a while there, and I remember the first time when I really started holding that role. I remember staying up at night and imagining how I would introduce myself, or imagining ways I would hook my colleagues or peers or learners or whoever I was working with. But it's super challenging, but super exciting, isn't it? To put yourself in that position.
Yeah, it's really incredible, and that's a great experience to have. I think that's going to be one of the things from high school that really sticks with me, because like.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
That's my goal with this course for sure. So I'm grateful that you pulled that out.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we, oh, this is the last one is, can you identify a next step or question that you might want to explore as you look at each artifact? And maybe just highlight one again for this.
Yeah, for this, I think, honestly, my first artifact is a good example for this. Instead of focusing on the stuff with Suzanne, I say getting out of my shell more, being less afraid to explore new things.
Yeah.
I'm kind of an introvert. I enjoy being inside. I am, a term I jokingly use is recluse. So I think that was a really powerful realization to have, that like I can go out and do new things, and guess what? Enjoy myself.
Nice.
And that was a really powerful realization to have, and something I definitely want to explore more.
Awesome. Let's check out your portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely. I will. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Okay, yeah. So, do you want to go through it slide by slide, or how do you want to do this?
Well, I think that for the purpose of the recording, actually, well, because I've already gone through it slide by slide. I'd love to go through it in like a more non-linear way. So maybe starting with artifact that the artifact that you feel is the strongest.
Okay, yeah, I can totally do that. That's jumping into topic 4, which is artifacts which I included from other things I've done this year, not necessarily GM.
Okay.
And I included a poem I wrote, a short story, and an analysis. I think each of these is very separate, but for the purposes of that question, I think I'm proud of these as a unit because they exemplify how much I've grown in this area. Each one really shows sort of my best work in that field, I think.
Yeah. And that was a short story you shared with us as a group.
Yeah, and the poem I shared with you in that one-on-one call a while back.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So that's, yeah.
That's beautiful. How about the artifact that was, and I'll elaborate on this in a moment with an example, but the one that was the most challenging to complete, most challenging, but then, so my other example of that is if the August from last year at the same time was looking through this portfolio now, which one would you look at and be like, holy crap, we did that? Like, what one's the one that, you know, was the most challenging, but you like really surprised yourself with your capabilities?
That would be definitely topic 3, my work with Suzanne, because like I put a lot of myself into that. And I think that if I was looking forward at this, I would be like, what? Like it's such a huge departure from what I'm used to. Given, as I mentioned before, I am an introvert and I sort of avoid, like, I like doing my own personal thing. So doing a teaching thing where I'm helping other people and sort of getting to be the expert was really interesting and a new, challenging experience for me.
Wow, love that. How about looking back at all that you have learned about yourself in this course, what future learning do you envision for yourself?
Okay, yeah, I can totally, yeah. I think that for myself, part of that is going to be furthering my self-exploration, like I mentioned with the joys and pains of snorkeling, because that's huge. I've started trying to put together a bit of like a day-to-day routine, so I'm getting out of the house and exploring the environment around me and really like embracing all the stuff I should have been embracing a while ago. So that's a huge thing for me that I want to embrace going forwards. I want to embrace my writing because that's what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
And I want to embrace teaching a bit more. I don't know if that's the career path I want to follow because it's a challenging path to be on, but it's something.
But it takes many shapes and sizes. Like you can really personalize it.
Very true. And like I can look at my dad as well. My dad's a professor of writing, and he just sort of got the gig after he'd published. So like it's possible to look at it in the opposite order from what I would imagine as well.
Wow. Oh, so fun. I love this collection. I love being a part of your experiences with this course. And since we're in the moment right now, would you feel comfortable writing a brief testimonial about the Guiding Mentor 11 course?
Yeah, I absolutely would be.
You can take just a moment. I'll make a box for you here. If you can see where my cursor is, I'm at part C under the self-assessment. I'm just going to make another box for you to write in. Insert table. And then we'll just write testimonial. Always nice to have it written in learners' words when they're looking to sign up for a Guiding Mentor course.
Totally.
I'll give you a minute in silence to do that before we move forward.
I'm not really sure what to add other than that. Like, it's short, but I think that's the point.
That's perfect. Short and sweet. The last part of our meeting is our self-assessment. We've done a lot of discussions around assessment over the past month. We did our course engagement assessment. That was a self-assessment we did. There was also assessments for each of the topics within your portfolio. But this assessment is a little bit different. It's a holistic assessment.
Okay.
So it's looking at the journey that you've been on this year, the growth pains that you've moved through, the skills that you've acquired, the honesty that you've developed, and the fact that we're here now and you've showed up to this meeting and beautifully reflected upon it. We do it on just a scale of 1 to 5, which I find a little challenging to work with. If in your mind you'd rather do it out of like 100%, you could do that as well. But basically, and we've worked with the scale before, understanding that 5 really is demonstrating proficiency, inspired, sophisticated skills, understanding. Communicating of learning is really evident. Critical and creative thinking is super evident. Demonstrating personal connection to the learning, really making it your own. So let's just chat about where you feel you are and maybe where you come from too.
Yeah. I have trouble with these, and I know everyone in the class has trouble with these because
of course
being humble is the instinct. And I talked Kiana out of being humble when we were doing the engagement self-assessment. She was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't want to give myself too good of a grade." And I was like, "You deserve a really good grade." So I think, is this just the 1 score overall?
Yeah.
Okay. I would put myself at a 5. I'm not going to be humble here. I think I've done a really good job with this course.
Nope, that's exactly where I put you to, August. I can't imagine having asked more of you in this course. I think everything that I asked of you, you really rose up to that bar. And then there was even moments where like you were learning how to challenge yourself beyond what I was giving you, which is my dream as a teacher.
Thank you. That's really sweet to hear.
Yeah. So, so I'm really, really happy with that grade. Let's put in 5 out of 5. And basically what we can do now is stop this broadcast.